Hello everyone. Today in our video, we'll delve into the fascinating story of Rabbi Danиэль Цион, a prominent Messianic rabbi and spiritual leader of the Bulgarian Jewish community who believed in Yeshua as the Messiah. Danиэль Циon, threaded August 1883, Salonika, 13 November 1979, Jaffa, was an Orthodox rabbi, Kabbalist, and political activist. Цион initially moved to Sofia, Bulgaria, working as a slaughterer and cantor. At that time, Bulgaria's Jewish community was largely assimilated, with no ultra-Orthodox communities in the country during World War II. In 1943, Цион faced removal from his position on the local rabbinic court due to his newfound belief that Jesus of Nazareth was the Jewish Messiah. This departure from traditional Jewish beliefs led to his dismissal from the court. The history of Jews in Sofia, Bulgaria, dates back to the year 801 AD. Before that time, the focal point of Jewish life in Bulgaria had been the city of Vidin, existing since the formation of the Roman Empire. However, in 811 AD, Jews arrived in the capital city of Sofia, brought by the victorious King Krum, along with captives from Asia Minor. Sofia became a melting pot where various cultures and languages intertwined, including Greek Jews and refugees from Hungary and Austria. In 1389, during the conquest of the city by Muazzam Bafu, 4 active synagogues were discovered in Sofia. One of them, Kehal de los Griegos, united Jews from Greece and the Greek islands. There were also Ashkenazi and Francophone synagogues, while the 4th served the local Jews who prayed in Bulgarian and Hebrew. During the persecutions in Bavaria organized by Pope Nicholas V, many Jews sought refuge in Sofia, assimilating with the local and Greek populations. The Bulgarian Jewish community established connections with the Sephardic community in Greece. After Bulgaria gained independence from Ottoman rule in 1880, Prince Alexander appointed Rabbi Gabriel Almoslino as the chief rabbi of Sofia and all of Bulgaria. After the Balkan War in 1912, thousands of Jews immigrated to Bulgaria, significantly increasing the community. This surge in population created a pressing need for rabbis. In 1918, a request was sent from Sofia to Thessaloniki, asking for rabbis to be sent to the Bulgarian capital. The director of the Thessaloniki yeshiva sent his son, Daniel, to serve in the Sofia community. Rabbi Danиэль Цион served in the Sofia community and later was chosen as the chief rabbi of Bulgaria. His most significant achievement came during wartime. With the onset of World War II, numerous challenges arose for the Jewish community. On January 23, 1941, an official protection of the nation law was enacted, essentially modernizing the Nuremberg laws. The purpose of this law was to segregate the Jewish community from the rest of the population in Bulgaria and limit the freedoms of Jews. On March 1, 1941, the Bulgarian government officially joined the Axis powers. On the same day, German Nazi forces entered Bulgarian territory without a single shot fired. It was officially stated that the Germans entered Bulgaria to protect its territory in case of an attack from the combined forces in the east. On the same day, a decree was issued stating that every Jewish male aged 20 to 40 had to register for service in labor brigades. In reality, these labor brigades were nothing more than colonies of free labor. On July 12, 1941, King Boris III signed a law that obligated every Jew to pay a contribution tax. In the same month, on the 29th, a second law was issued limiting the financial resources of Bulgaria's Jews. This law prohibited Jews from becoming pharmacists, engineers, architects, lawyers, and so on. On September 30, 1942, a special commission for Jewish affairs was established, headed by the notorious anti-Semite Alexander Baluev. In 1943, Bulgarian Jews, especially those in Sofia, faced the abyss of hell twice. Under German pressure, the Bulgarian government decided to expel Jews from the country. On May 23, Rabbi Danиэль Цион gathered all the Jews in the Central Synagogue of Sofia, the second largest synagogue in all of Europe. Every Jew in the city came to the synagogue to pray for the evil decision to be overturned. Rabbi Daniel publicly addressed the entire community. "We would rather die here than in Poland." As people exited the synagogue, the police with batons attacked the crowd and arrested about 250 people. People continued moving towards the Holy Synod, demanding a meeting with Metropolitan Stefan, whom the Jews respected because the Metropolitan had friendly relations with them. Metropolitan Stefan promised the Jewish community that he would meet with the king and ministers and try to influence them, change their attitude, and stop the persecution of Jews. However, on May 25, 1943, the expulsion of Jews from Sofia began. The Commission for Jewish Affairs transported 10,153 Jews from Sofia to provincial towns and sent 3,500 men to labor camps. Only 2,300 Jews remained in Sofia. The Bulgarian Orthodox Church was a major obstacle for the Bulgarian government in sending Jews to Auschwitz. The Church continued to plead for the Jews with the king and the cabinet of ministers. The question arises, why did the Orthodox Church of Bulgaria have such a friendly attitude towards Jews? The real answer lies in the special relationship between Metropolitan Stefan and Rabbi Daniel Цион. Once in 1930, Rabbi Daniel Цион was invited to meet with Peter Dunov, who turned out to be a teacher of mystical Christianity. Dunov combined and utilized mysticism, Christianity, vegetarianism, and some exercises taken from yoga. Rabbi Daniel was deeply impressed by Dunov's way of life, and later he borrowed some of his mystical teachings. Rabbi Daniel adopted 3 practices from Dunov: vegetarianism, waking up at dawn and starting the day with prayer, watching the sunrise, and daily physical exercises. Dunov in turn told Rabbi Daniel about the Messiah Savior. He also shared stories of the simple lifestyle of the early apostles of Jesus. These facts were eye-opening for Rabbi Daniel. He began to contemplate what he had heard, which was, for an Orthodox Jew, at least an unusual subject for reflection. But, as Rabbi Daniel Цион himself stated, the major change in his life came when he prayed, looking at the dawn, and the image of Yeshua appeared before him. He didn't understand the meaning of this vision, so he turned to other rabbis for advice. On the 3rd occasion when the same vision appeared before him, Rabbi Daniel started a conversation with it. The light from the shining figure emanated from the sun, and Rabbi Daniel Цион received an explanation of the image when the figure spoke to him, stating that he was Yeshua. For a rabbi to receive a vision of Yeshua, the Messiah, was no small matter, as Rabbi Daniel Цион knew the teaching by heart. Accept the truth from whoever speaks it. Rabbi realized that the personality he saw held immense significance. This revelation didn't seem trivial to him. The extraordinary nature of this vision prompted Rabbi to try to understand and explore the task given by God. He knew he had to find information that would help him recognize the meaning of the vision. It was then that he turned to the patriarch of the Greek Orthodox Church in Sofia and sought help from Archimandrite Stefan, with whom he had friendly relations and frank conversations on spiritual topics, including discussions about Jesus and the early church. The patriarch, familiar with interactions between Jews and Christians, always inspired Rabbi to focus on the person of Yeshua and not think of Christianity as a religion. Rabbi Daniel never embraced Christianity in the conventional sense. He believed in Yeshua but remained devoted to the Torah, leading a lifestyle in accordance with it. A song he wrote about his faith best describes his attitude toward Yeshua the Messiah. No, not I. No, not I, but only Yeshua in me. Only you lead me into the presence of the God of my fathers. Only you can heal me of every illness. No, not I. No, not I, but only Yeshua in me. Only you teach me to love all creation. Only you instruct me to love even my enemy. No, it's not me. No, it's not me. Only you, that is Yeshua in me. So, I will remain in your love. Forever I will remain in your will. No, it's not me. No, it's not me. Only you, that is Yeshua in me. Every Saturday, Rabbi Daniel organized a small group of Jews at his home, but it was selective. They studied the New Testament, and among those present were prominent members of the Jewish community in Sofia. Rabbi Daniel's faith in Yeshua, the Messiah, became a well-known secret within the entire Jewish community of Bulgaria. However, his position and the services he conducted were highly valued, and none of the official Jewish figures in Sofia could openly criticize the rabbi. Another reason why the rabbis couldn't accuse him of heresy was that he remained within the framework of the Jewish community of Bulgaria, continuing to observe and live by the strict laws of the Torah. Against the backdrop of other events, the leadership of the Jewish community began gradually isolating the rabbi. Bulgaria unconditionally surrendered to the German fascist invaders. During the occupation, Rabbi Daniel Цион served as the spiritual leader of the Jewish community. He became the target of mockery and persecution, publicly humiliated right in front of the main synagogue in Sofia. Despite the humiliations, Rabbi Daniel walked with his head held high before the fascists, and his only response was a prayer to God. When rumors circulated about the transportation of Jews to Germany, Rabbi Daniel and his secretary A. Ansky wrote a letter to King Boris of Bulgaria. In this letter, the rabbi implored the king in the name of Yeshua not to allow the deportation of Jews from Bulgaria. Rabbi Daniel wrote that he had a vision in which Yeshua instructed him to warn the king against handing over the Jews to the Nazis. After a long trial of waiting for hours at the doors of the royal palace in Sofia, the rabbi and his secretary managed to deliver this letter to the royal secretary. The next day, the king was planning to travel to Germany to meet with the Nazi government and Hitler himself. King Boris of Bulgaria stood firm and did not succumb to Nazi pressure to deliver Bulgarian Jews to the death camps in Poland and Germany. Below are the words from Rabbi Daniel Cion's sermon on the Saturday after his visit to the royal palace. "Fear not, my dear brothers and sisters. Place your trust in the holy mountain of your salvation. Yesterday I was informed that Metropolitan Stefan agreed to promptly meet with me and discuss his negotiations with King Boris of Bulgaria. When I arrived for the meeting with Metropolitan Stefan, he informed me, 'Convey to your people that the king promised not to send Bulgarian Jews beyond the borders of Bulgaria.' I explained to the Metropolitan that thousands of Jews were awaiting me in the synagogue to hear this good news. Upon my return to the synagogue, in front of a massive crowd, complete silence prevailed as people awaited the results of my negotiations with Stefan. On September 9, 1944, under the guidance of Russia, the fascist government of Bulgaria fell alongside the communist regime. Rabbi Daniel Цион remained as the chief rabbi of Bulgaria until 1949, when he and the majority of the Bulgarian Jewish community immigrated to Israel. In Israel, Rabbi Daniel was immediately accepted as the rabbi of the Bulgarian Jews. In 1954, when Rabbi Shmuel Toledano became the chief rabbi of Israel, he invited Rabbi Daniel Цион to serve as a judge in the rabbinical court of Jerusalem. When rumors began circulating that Rabbi Daniel believed in Yeshua, Rabbi Toledano invited Rabbi Цион to his office and personally questioned him about these rumors. Rabbi Daniel explained his position to Toledano. He clarified that he indeed believes in Yeshua, the Messiah, but he does not accept the form of Christianity as the true representation of the teachings and personality of Yeshua, the Messiah. Rabbi Toledano told him that he could maintain his position as long as he pleased, but with one condition: he would keep his opinion to himself. In response, Rabbi Daniel stated that he didn't believe such a message could be kept in secret. With no other option, Toledano sent Rabbi Daniel to the rabbinical court for other rabbis to make a decision on his candidacy. After Rabbi Daniel's testimony about his belief in Yeshua, the Messiah was publicly disclosed in court, presented in the form of 4 books he had written about Yeshua back in Bulgaria. He was granted the right to speak. Here are the words taken from Rabbi Daniel Cion's defense text. "I am poor and weak, persecuted and vulnerable. Yeshua has conquered me and created a new person within me. He has delivered me from the man who was in great need of love, living within me. He cares for me. Every day the cunning devil desires to seize my faith, but I cling to my protector and drive the devil away. Today I stand alone here, holding on to my faith, the whole world against me. I surrender all earthly glory for the sake of the Messiah, my friend." The rabbinical court stripped Rabbi Daniel of his rabbinical title, but Bulgarian Jews continued to honor Rabbi Daniel as their rabbi. A Russian Jew among the early Zionist settlers in Rishon LeZion believed in Rabbi Daniel's teachings and gifted him a building for a synagogue on Yefet Street in central Jaffa. Rabbi Dan'iel Цион officially led the synagogue until October 6, 1973. In this synagogue, Rabbi Daniel didn't frequently speak openly about Yeshua, but he often shared stories and parables from the New Testament. Nevertheless, every Saturday, after the synagogue prayers, Rabbi Daniel would invite a group of his friends and synagogue attendees to his home. There, they would study the personality of Yeshua and read the New Testament throughout the remaining hours of the Sabbath until the evening prayers at the synagogue. Many Christians visited Rabbi Dan'iel Cion's home in Jaffa, writing numerous articles about him and sometimes offering him money to use his name in their ministries. Each time Rabbi Daniel rejected their proposals, he did not want to compromise his testimony for the people of Israel for a few coins. If someone gave him money without any hidden agenda, he accepted it and donated it to charitable organizations for the blind, orphans, and widows. He himself lived in extreme poverty. His home held nothing valuable, and he could always leave it open. Rabbi Dan'iel Цион wrote hundreds of songs about Yeshua the Messiah, the Sabbath, and righteous living. He also authored books on vegetarianism, healthy eating, and natural living. His primary contribution to Messianic Judaism was his personal example. He lived 100% as a Jew and was a 100% follower of the Messiah Yeshua. He did not compromise his faith for money from Christian missions, nor did he succumb to the pressure from the chief rabbinate. Yeshua was his savior and friend, and until the last day of his life, Rabbi Dan'iel Цион remained devoted to what he wrote in his acrostic poem of his name, Dan'iel Цион, a servant of God. The word of the Lord, my path, the light of the Lord, my guide, the fear of the Lord, the beginning of wisdom, the love of the Lord, my life, the fulfillment of God's will, my inspiration, righteousness and justice, my goals, his suffering, my redemption. He will guard you on all your paths, the Eternal of Israel, my rest. In 1979, Rabbi Dan'iel Цион journeyed to the Lord at the mature age of 96. The Bulgarian Jewish community in Israel paid him military and state honors. His sarcophagus stood in the center of the city of Jaffa, accompanied by military guards, and at noon it was carried on foot to the Holon Cemetery. He was buried as the chief rabbi of Bulgarian Jews, who saved them from the Nazi Holocaust. He was 100% Jewish and 100% follower of Yeshua the Messiah. The story of Rabbi Dan'iel Цион is not just a narrative of his life. It's an inspiring example of faith and dedication. Despite all the challenges and persecutions, he remained true to his convictions, never abandoning his truth. His story reminds us of the importance of being courageous in our faith and adhering to it, regardless of circumstances. Rabbi Dan'iel Цион not only stayed faithful to his belief in Jesus, but also emphasized the importance of love, compassion, and caring for others. His spiritual teachings left a profound impact on history and continue to inspire people worldwide. Let's draw strength from this remarkable story, remembering the importance of staying true to our beliefs and striving for goodness regardless of circumstances. Believe in your uniqueness and walk your path with honor. Until next time on our channel, thank you for your attention.